Sup YouTubers, your girl Survivor here, and this is going to be my last video on this kind of stuff. Well, I'm not going to say that in rock solid stone, okay, because you never know what people are going to do and you know, how it initially makes you feel, but I do think about what I'm going to say. So, you know, I go through it over and over, I write things down, so it's not like the first draft. I'm not just jumping on here saying things, you know? But it's just odd to me that some people are, I don't know if they're inclined to go a certain way and they just can't break themselves of it. You know, like if they don't really have self-awareness or conscience or, you know, anything like that. I'm going to bring this up. I noticed you guys were, you know, having a little chat with somebody and they would not even acknowledge that perhaps, you know, anything was about them. Once again, I myself, I don't come on and lie. I don't like lies and I don't like liars. And what I've seen and I'm going to say names because, you know, screw it. I'm tired of people who want to know what I'm talking about, don't know, but, you know, they're still giving me support, but they, you know, in Tiffany's videos, yes, she was using pictures of the people, you know, their real recordings and everything, but that proves it's not a lie. And I don't care. The paranoia of, well, that can get changed and all this stuff. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. Okay? There's differences between, you know, the way they're trying to use it and the way it really is. So, I mean, if you're clearly showing the person talking about you, right? It's like the way that it was handled by you was funny, and so funny that it was entertaining, even to the people who were parodied. And you always say what you want to say. I feel like the same way as me, like you've probably given it real thought and you want to use the right words and not be yelling and screaming. And I'll tell you one thing I noticed in that video when you made, and you would use the C word a little bit, which you don't usually, and they say that you do, but I don't see it unless you're mad. I don't really see you being vulgar. But just the way you said someone's name, and this person, I'm not going to say their name, but I was a little surprised too because at the time I didn't really know who it was, and so they were kind of bashing me, even though they said they weren't, but they were. But then I did talk to them again, and they were very nice. So, but you heard what I heard. And when you said their name, you could hear the, you know, you were just so frustrated. Like, wow, that was so fucked up, you know? That's how I heard it. And I took it like you truly, that for that particular, particular reason, you were checking, you know, things out. And maybe you always do, and I see why you do. But it struck you, like, different. Like, you were like, oh, you know what? Even though we've had our, you know, differences, you thought to yourself, well, clearly that's wrong. I mean, okay, so you and I maybe at the time weren't friends, but here it was, somebody who was supposed to be my friend that was clearly fucking with me. And the fact that I even said, you're the only person who knew I had chemo today, and you're the one stressing me out. I'm so shocked. That, like, I think you thought to yourself, wow, see? That is kind of fucked up. That's why I put it to how I would feel. And it was very comparable to something I would feel about someone, if it was wrong. And I was already in that state of mind with this person that something's up here. So I didn't see anything in what you did other than a change of heart. And we're all allowed to have a change of heart. And not that you ever didn't have a heart, because like I said, your shit was well-spoken and true. Now, these other people will just touch on things I can't even wrap my head around that they've just said shit like that about mothers and children and everyone's gonna know and this and that. And then one of them comes in and makes a comment on a video that was such a blatant lie that I'm gonna swear on my daughter, I never, ever said that. Ever said that. And it was just such a hurtful, mean, lying thing to do. And then I see they had made a video calling everything outside of them high school criminal detective work. Well, or no, juvenile criminal detective work. I've never seen any juveniles doing criminal detective work. But I'm going to tell you right now, you had kept also using the word click, and you even said, I don't know why they're so angry. Maybe it's because they're bitter. Maybe it's because they're jealous. Maybe it's because they're not part of the cool kids. You said that. Part of the cool kids. And that was shocking. I mean, you can't have a compliment and an insult side by side. And that's what you did. You encouraged my GoFundMe page. And they know who they are. It's not Tiffany I'm not talking about. But the next comment over was derogatory about me. Then suddenly you remove it, the encouraging one. And I've been nothing but kind to you. And yes, I've made videos in response to what you've done to me, but this past couple of weeks, this is what I want people to confine themselves to the present. There's been a change. You are either so out of touch with reality or well aware of what you're doing and you like it, that you're encouraging people to want to believe they're being cloned and trolled and harassed with. And it's the person who's telling you guys you all are. You have to ask yourself, why would Russia and their country's government be interested in you guys? Now, for the channel owner, is it ego? I don't know. But for the people in that room that were saying, oh, it's scary, it's... No, it's illogical. The only reason why you'd start being looked at by it is because of that person. When somebody continuously threatens to kill people, and if they do, it will be okay, no court will convict them because they're killing a terrorist, do you understand that if that person really believes that person is a terrorist, but they just might be a regular, average housewife with children or something, then they're going to go with their delusion. Then they're probably going to get shot by the cops or shoot themselves. In the meantime, this mother of two or something is dead because they were accused of being a Russian spy on American soil by someone very mentally ill. You're putting people in danger by encouraging that. Anybody is. I'm sorry, but you are. You need to look at what's logical and ask yourself, when this person says, everybody in this room's been targeted, everybody in the room, and you don't understand, this is a part of another country. This is an international... When you have to ask the question, but why would the Russians come after me? I saw somebody ask that question in a different live stream, that he was telling them that. And he said, it's because of him. He says, not, no, this is another reason you've got to think about. He doesn't say it's because he's computer savvy and he knows things, but you can tell he is computer savvy because those computer keys never stop clicking. He's always searching for ways. He's always making new accounts. Always. Okay? But in the meantime, he's telling people it's because he's like superhuman. He knows things. It's a gift. The aliens showed it to him or whatever. It's his duty in life. He doesn't acknowledge when somebody in the room says, well, you owe me an apology because you accused me of being not a real person. And he doesn't say anything acknowledging it. He doesn't say their name. He says nothing. But the person in the live stream says, well, I guess I can accept that as an apology. There was no apology there. Go back and listen to that live stream. When did you hear your name and you being addressed? And you gave him credit for an apology? It's just a very sickening thing because I was friends with you for almost a year. And you fucking left me in the dust at a very huge time in my life where friends are very important. I want you to think about that. Period. You know who you are. Listen to me, I go period like I'm talking to text. What a freak. Anyway, I'm not going to veer away from my funny videos. I like those because I listen to them back and I laugh. I laugh at myself. The laughing, the past 2 weeks of being able to laugh with people who have the same sense of humor as me has been so refreshing. I appreciate everything so much. And I'm not talking the monetary. I'm talking about the having to next week. They didn't make an appointment for me to go for my shot after chemo because I didn't need it now because I was able to, get rid of some of that stress. I mean, the day that what was done to me that night, that day something happened in my own personal life that I haven't talked about to anybody that made me so sad that it was just a sad day for me anyway. So what Tiffany did at that time and then what everybody else joined in and did and where we're at right now, where we're all kind, the timing was perfect. So regardless of what other people say about timing, they don't know what's going on in your life. They don't get to tell your story. They don't get to talk shit because the timing wasn't right for them. So they get to spread lies and slander? No. You don't. You just don't. So I'm going to continue to make videos and if anybody has said something so freaking ridiculous that I find it funny, if you look at it funny, then it's going to be funny. And you're going to look like somebody who's just like, wow. People are going to just shake their heads very soon. Because it's coming out. It's all coming out. And let me tell you something. You know, somebody's spouting that shit about, you know, another country doing this, doing that to a room of, you know, 10 people. It's a lot different when you're going on a live stream, spouting it off to, what do you guys got, 2,000, over 2,000 now? So there's more people, you know, the more people will see that than would see it on his. And if anything, he's just getting more attention brought to your channel that is not going to be good. I mean, I'm just saying how I think. I could be wrong. YouTube could just totally not care. You know, another country could totally not care about the accusations being slung by somebody very mentally ill. But what I'm saying is, that's some freaky shit. That's like somebody, you know, running into maybe whatever country he's accusing. Maybe there's a area where they're dominant, and going into a restaurant and shooting them out, and because in his head he's convinced they're terrorist spies there. You've got to stop and think about what's logical. And would it hurt you if done to you? In the meantime, when you do that, it's easier to say, logically, this is stupid. Push them out, and let's all laugh. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Live, love, laugh, dance, whatever. So I was dancing. I wasn't, but I am going to definitely make another funny video. Peace, love, and tacos. Much love.